The headlines started moving fast, almost too fast to keep up with, when rumors began circulating that Cardi B was canceling her upcoming tour over alleged issues in her relationship with Stefon Diggs. Within hours, fan pages, gossip accounts, and comment sections were flooded with speculation, theories, and emotional reactions. Some posts claimed the tour was in trouble, others insisted Cardi was spiraling. But almost immediately, a competing narrative emerged, one that suggested the story wasn't about cancellation at all. It was about how the internet once again rushed ahead of the facts. Fans who closely follow Cardi's business moves were quick to push back. In comment sections, users pointed out that large-scale tours don't simply disappear overnight. According to widely shared fan explanations, Live Nation allegedly already paid Cardi a significant portion of her tour guarantee, and insiders familiar with touring economics reported that the remaining payout would only be released after completion. "She's not canceling," one fan wrote bluntly. "She might not sell out every date, but she's finishing that tour." Others echoed the same sentiment, saying Cardi has been publicly excited, rehearsing, and discussing the tour with visible enthusiasm. Still, the rumors didn't slow down. Instead, they pivoted. The conversation shifted from tour logistics to allegations about Stefon Diggs' behavior, with fans circulating claims that he had been flirting with cheerleaders. None of these accusations were confirmed, and no official statements were made, but screenshots, blurry videos, and secondhand stories began spreading rapidly. Fans believe the timing of these rumors, so close to Cardi's tour rollout, was no coincidence, and that the internet was actively trying to tie her professional success to her personal life turmoil. As the chatter grew louder, some accounts went even further, alleging that Diggs had multiple women pregnant at the same time, including Cardi. These claims remain unverified and were largely framed as speculation or exaggerated fan commentary, but they fueled outrage online. Commenters compared Diggs to Offset, Cardi's estranged husband, with some fans going as far as saying he's worse than Offset, a comparison that hit a nerve given Cardi's very public history with infidelity and heartbreak. Others claimed Offset allegedly warned Cardi about trusting athletes once the divorce was finalized, though that too remains rumor without confirmation. What intensified the reaction wasn't just the cheating narrative, it was fear. Fans expressed concern that Cardi might once again be left holding the emotional weight of a relationship that didn't protect her or her family. Some posts suggested Diggs' alleged behavior showed a pattern, and that Cardi, having recently given birth, was vulnerable. "People are scared for her," one viral tweet read, "not because she's weak, but because history keeps repeating itself." That sentiment spread quickly, especially among supporters who've watched Cardi rebuild herself multiple times. At the same time, another group of fans pushed back hard against the panic. They argued that Cardi is not new to industry pressure, public scrutiny, or messy relationships. According to reported comments from people close to her camp, Cardi has been locked in creatively and financially, viewing the tour as a major milestone rather than something she'd walk away from over rumors. Fans also pointed out that no credible source had confirmed any cheating, and that the internet has a long history of amplifying false narratives when a woman is both successful and emotionally visible. Behind the scenes, insiders reportedly described Cardi as focused, not frantic. While she hasn't directly addressed the cheating allegations, fans noticed she continued promoting her tour, interacting online, and maintaining her usual tone. To many, that silence spoke volumes. If she was canceling, we'd know. Cardi doesn't move quietly when something's wrong. Others interpreted her calm as control, suggesting she refuses to let unverified gossip derail a multi-million-dollar operation. Still, the internet wasn't done. A separate wave of outrage erupted when fans claimed Diggs was seen flirting with a much younger woman connected to the NFL environment, a claim that immediately sparked alarm and backlash. Those posts were widely criticized for lack of clarity and evidence, but the damage was already spreading. Hashtags calling out Diggs trended briefly, while Cardi's name was pulled into debates she hadn't publicly joined. Fans worried aloud that this kind of scrutiny could escalate, dragging Cardi into yet another public relationship storm. What made this moment different, according to longtime followers, was Cardi's growth. Fans believe she's no longer the artist who pauses her career to clean up a man's mess. They argue that even if relationship tension exists, Cardi's priorities appear clear: her children, her finances, and her legacy. She's not canceling a tour over a man, not anymore, but others weren't so sure, pointing to her past as proof that love has complicated her decisions before. As night fell and the speculation continued, one question lingered over everything. If these rumors keep escalating, will Cardi finally break her silence? Or is the real shock still coming, waiting to surface when the tour officially kicks off and the truth has nowhere left to hide? By the next morning, the narrative had evolved again, and this time the tone felt sharper, almost strategic. Fans believe the internet wasn't just reacting anymore, it was actively testing Cardi B, watching to see if she would crack, cancel dates, or publicly address Stefon Diggs. Instead, what people reportedly noticed was silence paired with motion. Tour brassics still up, promo links still live, rehearsal chatter still circulating. To supporters, that combination suggested resolute. To critics, it felt like denial. And right in that tension, the speculation found fresh oxygen. Alleged insiders began leaking small, vague details meant to sound authoritative without offering proof. One rumor claimed Cardi had already had hard conversations behind the scenes. Another insisted Diggs was trying to smooth things over before the tour launched. None of it was confirmed, but the phrasing alone, carefully worded, emotionally loaded, kept fans locked in. Comment sections split into camps, those insisting Cardi was playing chess, and those warning she was walking into another heartbreak disguised as strength. Meanwhile, attention swung back to Diggs, with fans dissecting every past interview, every sideline clip, every smile caught on camera. Some fans believe the cheerleader flirting rumors resurfaced precisely because old footage was being recontextualized, slowed down, and reposted with new captions. Others argued that even if nothing inappropriate happened, perception alone was becoming the problem. In the age of viral outrage, intent often matters less than interpretation, and Diggs's image was starting to shift in real time. Cardi's name, however, remained the headline magnet. Fans debated whether society holds her to a different standard, expecting her to absorb humiliation quietly while still delivering music, performances, and profit. Several viral posts framed the situation as a pattern, successful women being told to handle it privately while their partner's alleged behavior becomes public spectacle. That conversation gained traction, with supporters arguing that Cardi canceling a tour would only feed the narrative that a man can destabilize her empire. Then came the money talk. Fans who follow the industry closely doubled down on the financial reality, explaining that tours are not just personal choices, but contractual machines. According to widely shared breakdowns, backing out would allegedly involve penalties, crew layoffs, and logistical chaos far bigger than a relationship rumor. That framing shifted the discussion again, from emotional reaction to professional obligation. This isn't about feelings, this is business. Still, fear lingered. Some fans admitted they weren't worried about the tour at all. They were worried about Cardi emotionally. They referenced her past interviews about trust, motherhood, and exhaustion from public betrayal. Even supporters who believed she'd finish the tour questioned what it might cost her privately. That concern, raw and unpolished, resonated deeply, especially among fans who've watched Cardi rebuild herself multiple times. At the same time, another group of fans pushed back hard against the panic. They argued that Cardi is not new to industry pressure, public scrutiny, or messy relationships. According to reported comments from people close to her camp, Cardi has been locked in creatively and financially, viewing the tour as a major milestone rather than something she'd walk away from over rumors. Fans also pointed out that no credible source had confirmed any cheating, and that the internet has a long history of amplifying false narratives when a woman is both successful and emotionally visible. At last, there was a group of fans who argued that Cardi was not just mathematical, she was meticulous. They believed she wasn't just playing chess, she was understanding the interplay of public expectancy and personal power, suggesting she already had a response prepared. The latest rumors suggested that she wouldn't address Stefon Diggs directly. Instead, she'd use her stage to tell a personal story, leaving it up to the audience to interpret the hints within the performance. That took fans back to the speculation that the truth wouldn't be able to hide when the tour officially opened. This time, however, the narrative had a twist. Fans believed that Cardi was not just preparing, she was reclaiming the headline cycle, arguing that she wouldn't be reacting to rumors, she'd finally set the agenda. And in that preparation, they believe she wasn't just playing chess, she was rewriting the rules of celebrity culture. As the countdown continued, fans had one last question on their minds. In what way would Cardi rewrite the rules? Is this time the time she uses public expectancy to ensure she holds the headlines without any effort?